I wonder how short shortly is. I have no ideas. Is there anything here? Waiting for broadcast to be published. Ah, you're live. Oh, right, it tells me I'm live. Oh, that's fantastic. Does that mean I can do this now? Yeah. Wow. It says that I'm live. Oh, that's fantastic. So what's this? Add to queue. No. What is that? It's an upload. What's going on here? There's something not right, is there? Oh dear, I don't know. That's 7. That's 8. This shouldn't exist. Alright, I understand now. Delete. It does it for me. Okay. Right. Now we are live. This is Amberskies. Welcome. Oh, can I do something in chat? Does chat work on this? Sign into chat. I am signed in. Okay. Streamlabs OBS is what I'm using, and it's okay. Right, do I have a cup of coffee? I'm gonna need it, aren't I? Oh, let's get rolling. I've had enough of that already. At least it's live and it's working, sort of. So let's get ourselves moving. Start. A lukewarm coffee, at least. I think we'll give up on that. Yeah. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Oh, thank you. Sign into chat. Alright, it says open a web browser, so I am doing. And it's just giving me a dirty, great big... Alright, okay. Welcome. From Blades. To you all. I'm finally back. And I did that badly. Never mind. Hey. Wouldn't be in Blades if I didn't do wrong. Right, okay. So signed in. Done some chat. Oh, it comes up. That's great. Doesn't come up on the window. Oh, it has done. Alrighty. That's a bit weird. It's come up in the bottom right hand corner. Right, okay. Yeah, right, we've loaded this up, so let's get on with stuff and stop messing about. I believe that the levels for audio should be fine, so I think we'll go with these levels of audio. I've been messing about, Anna. Let's see what I've been up to. Did I just press code? Yes, I did. Good. Okay. I can see where that is. Alright, so I know where the chat is now. Let's see how much room we can get. Oh, quite a bit. That's a fair bit of room. Okay. Function key 3. Right, what I did was, as intended, I think I left the last stream saying that I was going to do indices. That's these things here. So that's cut down on the number of vertices that I needed by 2 lines. But if we were to include things like colour, normals, stuff like that, then that's not just 2 lines, that's 2 lines multiplied by the amount of data we would have needed. So it's actually a little bit more of a saving than it first looks. It's on a larger model, rather than just like 4 or 2 triangles. On a model of say 1,000 to 20,000 triangles, then you're going to get up to 50% savings, at least 20%, 20 to 50% savings by using indices. And that's why I want to look at the indices a bit more carefully this time when I do my generation of stuff. So as you can see in the function key, we are receiving this from the test from OpenGL CPP. So as we can, where we put it, it'll be down in initialization, won't it? So there we go. We're sending in this variable, and we're calling it GL, and all we're using it for is GL. I am passing it on through to the renderer. Am I? Yes, I should be. Yes, there. I'm also keeping it in here in case we need to use OpenGL. I mean, we can use it for OpenGL in here, or any other functions really that OpenGL can offer. So I could have put some colours in here and stuff, I suppose. I could turn these into vertices properly. That would be more interesting, to me anyway, to actually design this properly, because at the moment all I've done is a float and vertices. I wonder how that's going to end up, because when we send it through, we send through a pointer. That's a pointer. That's an array. As you can tell there, we don't know how many values in that array until we've completed there. And it'll tell us here that we've got 18 or 12 in. So 6 there and 12 there. So those are arrays. And the name of an array is a pointer in C++. So we're sending a pointer through. So now what we've got is load to VAO, or load to the graphics card, really, it should say. VAO is good enough, because I know what a VAO is. It's a vertex attribute object, which is stored on the graphics card. So roughly about the same thing, I suppose. So we're setting the shader, we're making a model, and then we're sending the model and the shader through to a renderer on the go principle. And that's really all we're doing. We're not doing massive amounts in here. That's literally it. There is no more 77 lines. Now, there's a few other files in here which we could look at, but I'll just follow this through first. So I'll show you how this has changed things first. I've done something which I'm not sure I really wanted to do, and I want to show this because it's coming up again in a couple of seconds on ideas I've got for going forward. So Amber SL, hello. So here in our GFX loader, obviously things have changed. So there's our GFX loader, and I've changed the style to, it's supposed to be more readable, but I haven't put notes in yet, so I haven't fully completed this CPP file yet, because there's lots more to do in here. Tell me if you like. The first question is, do you prefer this style? That's on the wrong line. That belongs to that instruction. No, it doesn't. It belongs on an indent. That's why it doesn't look right. Okay. So splitting up my for loops, so you can see that it's an index, it's less than, and you're plussing it. When I'm doing a command, I open the bracket and then I set out the variables. Is this style good for you people? Is it too new for you people? Or is because this is old. This is the old way of doing it, because our in the old days our screens are only 40 characters wide. So we didn't have the beauty of what I can do here. I mean, I can extend this a lot further, obviously. I can have this massive screen. This allows me to do something, actually. There we go. Don't really need you. So as you can see, I've been running it down the screen. Now what's different now is that we've now got indices here. So when we create the VAO, we still create the VAO. We then store indices to a buffer and store data to the attribute list. It comes under the same rules. When you do something, when these two actions here are recorded by the VAO automatically, that's done for us until we release it here. So the VAO is active between this line 60 and this line at 73. Oh, by the way, all of this is already uploaded. So if you're following this on the GitHub, just download it. It's all up there. And of course, we're just returning. We create the raw model now with the VAO, the num of indices. So I did change the raw model to index count. So it now stores an index count. You'll also notice that I've removed the destructor because there was nothing to destroy. So I'm starting to clean things up as well at the same time. I actually went through all of the destructors to find out whether we needed them or not. So yeah, let's get back on track. So I did a just wording alterations there. Nothing great. Just a bit of a clean up as well. I mean, I haven't cleaned up a lot of these yet, but I think I've done quite a few. Now, working down here, the VAO object is exactly the same as it was before. Create, bind, pushback. And now I've actually got myself destroying them somewhere here. So I do for int index, VAO size, index destroy. Destroy buffer VBOs. That's a function. And destroy buffer, index buffer. I had to do two separate functions for that because index buffer is a bit different. And instead of messing up everything here, I decided to put those private at the end. We'll see that later. So all I've really changed is this index thingy. Store data to attribute list is still the same. There's it looking downwards. It means I can now put here what these things are, because this doesn't mean anything to me. I need to know what these are. So instead of having to look it up by typing out that bit again, and that bit, and then opening a bracket and getting a full list out of the... I don't know if it'll give me a full list in here or not. If I put a comma, it will. There you go. So I can put these in a comment down here of exactly what's going on, so that I'll be able to explain it better to you next time. That's the idea. Oh God, don't. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Okay. I didn't destroy anything there, did I? No, that should be there, because it's on a for loop. Yeah. Alright, I'll save that. So that's the new style. I'm not sure if people like it. It'll look better when I got the notes in, because obviously you'll be able to read the code on the left-hand side, and you'll be able to read the notes about the code on the right-hand side. So you can split it in half type of thing, and it doesn't look too bad when you do it properly. So indices buffer, the reason why it's different is because of this line here, which is the, oh, it came up with everything. Highlight it and just, oh, that's nice. So OpenGL buffer type, index buffer, it's different because it's gluints. GLUint, it's an unsigned integer buffer, whereas this is a float. This is not. And it also doesn't have current shader in there. You don't have to assign it anything, because an index buffer is a special buffer which the graphics card attaches to every VAO, and we just activated it basically and said, here, create it, bind it, allocate it the data size, and we'll take it in store so we can destroy it here. So destroy buffer, blah 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 buffer. Where's my other destroy? I should have two destructors. Oh, that's interesting. And because I got the destruct, the null copy and assign's working. Haha, that's really brilliant. That is funny. I've just got destroy buffer. That's interesting. So how did I word it on the destructor? I know I got it right, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, I've used destroy buffer. Yeah, I've just used it twice. That's fine. So to destroy the buffers, you literally have to go through every single buffer that we've made and destroy it. Beautifully done. It just really takes it out of there because we're going to need it more than once. So I just decided to do it as a simple function at the bottom. So that's my indices business. Now what happened with the shader program? Yeah, I decided to try something out, and what it is, that's supposed to be a virtual. No, it's not, because this is not a pure virtual class. The class shader program is not to be used by itself. And this is on going across lines. I haven't been through this file and sorted it out in any kind of way. But as you can see, there is this one line here, bind attributes. Now, the bind attributes is different for every single shader program, because if you have a shader that deals with color and lighting, it will have different attributes to one that deals with textures and lighting. So that's why I need that. All we're going to do is inherit it. Start and stop have added. I'm not happy with all of this, because Qt does it for us, really. I mean, when you look at the shader program, but Qt does it all for us very kindly. So as you can see, the virtual part isn't in here. All the virtual part does is that we are going to then bind attribute number qstring name. We're going to use this function here within the virtual function, which we're going to overload, and list a load of attribute locations, and this will then enable that quite nicely. Do we need it? this is a difficult one for me because the answer is we're supposed to do it. But that was years ago. And this is where I've got my problem with this piece of code. I've done this specifically to tackle that problem there, which is that every single shader can have different attributes. So if I want to make a static shader like this, namespace API static shader, shader args, inherits shader program, and all I've done is pass through the word simplified, and that will pick up on wherever I put my resources, down here somewhere. Yeah, it'll pick up those two there and create a shader out of them. And then we're going to bind attribute position 0, but that has to be exact. It has to be an exact match, which is what's bothering me. We're not looking it up. OpenGL allows us to look things up. This is where I'm having problems. There's so many different ways of doing this. This is one idea. Just open this a minute. I'll try and explain it here. Can we just get rid of this other keyboard? Put that over there. Oh, thank you, microphone. Sorry I knocked the mic. Got a pen, have I? Hope the pen works, because I dropped it the other day. Just readjust my microphone. I sort of like hit it. Okay, it's a bit loose. So what we have is like the shader program here. Program. And this has all functionality. All functionality. But it also has a virtual function protected in there. So this can be inherited to shader 1, whatever it is. Can be anything you want. Shader 2. By the way, I'm going to have more than 2 shaders by the end of this. Okay, so you inherit and you use that virtual, so you override the virtual function. I'll show that in a minute properly, how you do the override. That's the asterisks. That's the asterisks. And those asterisks enable us to specify different attributes for each shader. I don't know what shaders I've got at the moment. Okay, but I write the shaders as I go usually. So that's the idea. Now the override itself is shown here in the header file. So there. So you take that virtual, you write it exactly as the virtual function specifies, void bind attributes, open bracket, close bracket, and then you put the override because you want to override it, and then in here you override it. If I have the correct thing. In here you do the protected and you just fill in your attributes. So for simplified, the attributes are... Are there any in here? No, no attributes in here. You can tell there's no attributes. In the VSH, we only have the one, which is 0 position. So that has to match exactly the word. If that's a capital P, then in here, where have I gone? Here, if that's capital P, that has to be a capital P as well. It's case sensitive, it's ultra sensitive. Very careful with those kind of things. This is where most of the mistakes will be made when using shaders. And by doing it this way, it's rather easy. If I was to do something like that, and click on here, and then just put that, it's very easy now, because we have these lovely wider screens. I've forgotten how to get hold of this. Here it is. It's very easy for us now to be able to do the locations and check our positions. So location 0 position, so we can see that it matches. And we can also see what we're doing with it, which in this case is not a lot. Oh, I've got a basic colour here. So to give you an idea, like this would have a list here, this bind attribute 0 and 1. We would have position, colour. We would then have to do that uniform as well. Now I haven't gone that far on the programming to do the uniforms yet, so I can't actually use this shader yet. This program's not robust enough to be able to do that. How to get rid of this? More actions. Alright, yeah, just close all. Okay. Alright, so that's the shader business. I've done it for a reason, but I'm still not happy with it, because is it needed? And the reason I'm saying, is this really needed? Because Qt handles shaders slightly differently. If we just load a shader, all we need is that bit there. mprogram id equals load shaders shader name. And that will give us a program ID which we can store. And we could make a vector of program IDs or whatever and assign them as needed, because when it comes to the renderer, now if you're not using Qt, this is totally different. I would do this, no doubt about it, absolutely every time. If I was using OpenGL, this is exactly the way I'd do it, because it makes OpenGL so much cleaner. But here, as you can see, shader start. Is that really needed? Because the problem is, but we've hidden it. We've got get program ID. So if I was to use get program ID, for instance, I have bind. So is that start function needed? That's my point to this. How much of this is needed? I know it looks better. Shader start and shader get program ID bind isn't as good. That's interesting to me. I'd like to know thoughts. Oh, thank you for that nice voice. I know. It's been my livelihood. Is my voice. It's the only thing I've got left, actually. So, thank you for that. Well appreciated. And I haven't got... It doesn't give me timestamps. Oh, I'll sort that out some other time. I need timestamps because I don't look at the chat all the time. It's on a different monitor and it's at 90 degrees to me, so it's hard to read. So as you can see, we can still use it as I would in OpenGL, but am I overdoing it for Qt? I think I'm going to find out as I extend the shaders, and these shaders won't be passed through like this. It'll come out of, well, in this case we've got model. We'll have model shader start, but that hasn't been detailed yet because we've only got raw model. We haven't got to the model stage. We've only got a rubbishy raw model, I'm going to call it. Thoughts on that in the comments below, I suppose. It's an interesting design, but I'm not sure about it because now I am doing the data side of this. If you remember, I started at, this is going on in the background, by the way. I'm creating this in the background. I'm not doing this on the live stream because I've done all of this already. It's on YouTube. If you go to the very first, I'll show you. Oh, right, I'll show you on here. It's easier. It's easier on Windows than it is on Linux because I've got to open things on Linux. Something you might not know about YouTube, right? Playlists. Make sure it says created playlists because that will show everything then. And it's this very first set of playlists here: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, testing, then I programmed a game. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 playlists there. There's not actually, that's the heaviest one there, but it actually does all the maths and everything as well. So you can have a look at the maths, but if you're using Qt, you don't need to program it because it's in Qt already. All the vectors and vector 3D and all of the matrix stuff, all the calculations and stuff like that, they're all supplied for us. So we don't need a maths library, even though you look here and I've actually got maths. I haven't got it because I'm going to create a maths library. It's because there might be something I need. Not sure yet. We'll see later on. Oh, my cat's crying. It's okay, Pudding. You don't need to cry. There's food downstairs. Bless him. Bless him. He's over 20 years old and a bit senile. Don't worry about it. Right. Anything else I've altered? Yeah, just a render, I suppose. I put start and stopping. And that's it. How does it all work together? What does it look like when we actually run it? Because remember, this is in a static library. Open recent, go back to our development. This actually uses a static library. How does it look? Let's have a look. It works, that's the first thing. And you want to be looking at F3. So that's how it looks. I've put a bit of colour in. And as you can see, after it's done its little initial bit, it just goes back to normal because it's not really doing much. It is still redrawing that unnecessarily, but it's there. But we were working on a data piece. What do we call it? It was just we started off with an MMO and we did some user data, and the source code ended up to be 2 files. So those 2 files I just copied. Excellent. I just copied and pasted. And guess where they are? Based at. Yay! Is now in data. Data is in source. That's the core. That's source. So I actually have now data, base data. That's in the sources, resources. Okay, under source, get rid of core. There we are. Is that supposed to be there, or is that supposed to be in resources? That's an interesting question. Oh, yes, I know why I left it here. It's because of what we're going to talk about today. So, base data, did it change a lot? No. It still inherits from Qtable widget. There's no destructor, so we don't need a copy or an assign or anything. No need for it. All we got now is this lot, and I created a function. Set cell, qstring value, row and column. It was obvious really when you thought about it. I mean, it doesn't do really that much though. It really wasn't a success because, as you can see now, parry block, instead of being those large amounts of lines, they're now a function. So I have saved about 100 lines of code, yes, by doing set cell, qtable item, contents, cell contents, set value, this set item, row column, cell contents. It was obvious. Just take those 3 lines out and then use it for all of this lot. But when you transfer an item, you can also use it. I'm just trying to find it. There we go. So we're actually doing the calculation and then set cell. So it does work in our favour if value is not equal to blah blah set cell. Set cell. They've all got set cell in them. So they all do something. So now if we run the program, I actually left it on that page by accident, but it's what I wanted to talk about. So now we can, let's just have a look at the load. Let's have a look. Let's save. There's load data. Source data, base data.dat. So that's where I've left it for now because of what happens later. Very simple function to just open a Qtable widget item. Just reads it in. So if I press load, there you go. There's all our data. A little message here, just telling me what I've done. Save works. Refresh works. So if I mess up all the data or I just want to clear it all, I just press refresh, everything gets refreshed. If I want to save that out, say have starting cache equal 100 for instance, I can save that, refresh and approve. There you go, it's now saved. Doesn't matter what I do, if I load it, it comes back. So these are just basics so I can get my figures right. But these are the initial figures. There's a couple of calculations put in, which could be better. This has to be rearranged for obvious reasons. It's going downwards. It needs to go across. So we're going to have, on line 1, we'll have headings. This is why I didn't want to use a database, isn't it? Yes, it is. I remember now. Because I want the headings to go across and the numbers to be on the next line down. Then I want the headings to go across and then the numbers to be on the next line down. That's not offered in MySQL. Don't know if you know that, but that is true. It's actually a better way of doing it. I've also extended it to, I think, 60 lines. That's working nicely. Yeah, set row count 60. I want 44 skills, so that's why I'm going to put skills in there as well. This brings me to a question. We can now write data, as much data as we want. We can call it anything. I mean, all I've got to do is change that so it says QString file. So if I put in here QString file name, you can see what's going to happen. So it only changes that and that. Are the only two things that change. Q file should accept QString. Yeah, it will probably change. Z. Don't want to do it right now. What will happen here is this has to come out. So we need a load data and a save data. We don't want them in here. We want these as generic functions or utilities. What else we got? Refresh data. Well, that can go. You only need it once. But even then, it doesn't matter. You could type it in yourself. The refresh data was just me trying to find out how to do this, because I wanted to know how to use Qtable widget item more. You know, it's practice. It's just practice. So all I did was copy and paste it and fiddle about with it and get this refresh data going properly. I've altered something now. Discard changes. Discard changes. Don't need any changes right now, thank you. Right, coming back to this. What would happen if I said data? There you go, that's why I wrote it down. I wasn't wasting your time, I was doing it on purpose. Because now, what I'm looking at is a base data program which has all the functionality, which is save, load, and then the refresh, or attributes, as they are, really what the data set comprises of. The tables that generate that data can be held separate as a virtual function, and we can use that inherited style once again for our data sets. Why would I want to do that? Because we're going to have a lot of data sets. Let's try and think about some data sets. I mean, I've done a character sheet, so let's start thinking about data sets. So, what data sets can we have? We have the character sheet. I'm going to have to do my writing better, excuse me, that's rubbish. Alright, that's a bit better. I will be there's one that comes right down here called map layout. Okay, slanted slightly. Let's slant more. Yeah, so I want it that way. Okay. Here we go. So there's a character sheet. there's going to be skills. Oh, now it's slanting the other way. Oh god, this is awful. There's going to be a skill list. A list of skills. Items list. All the different items you can have in the game. I've got a question mark on that one. That one, yeah. That one, very questioning. The map layout one is special. Because that's alterable. All of these are going to be alterable. But it's how we then define our data sets within that. What else do we have on that character sheet? Okay. Just run it, it's the easiest way of doing it. No, I didn't click it properly. There we go. So yeah, these are links, or the number of, yeah. Oh, abilities we'll need. Awkward. Awkward on storage and properties. Abilities, skills were covered. Abilities we haven't. No, that's it. We'll need skills and abilities to define a character. That's nice. How simple can that be? It isn't, it's complicated. So yeah, abilities. So I'm going to need that. Skill list is pretty simple. Abilities list is pretty simple. It's as simple as we want to make it. It's this items thing that I'm worried about, because every time we put an item in the game, it will need to create it on the fly. That's ECS. Yeah. I don't think that's an items list. I think that's an ECS ability. Because I'm going to have an artificial intelligent ECS system. Does that sound fun? That's going to be AI controlled. That'll sound funny, but yeah. If anybody knows anything about AI, then it's one of my pet subjects. We'll cross it out just in case somebody sees that. ECS anyway. AI controlled. The AI will create items on the fly and destroy items on the fly. So that's going to create and destroy items on the fly. So when the first time you run the game, or the first time you run your data sets, there's going to be no items. Yeah. Unless we make some. I think we'd better make a t-shirt, a pair of jeans and trainers, maybe. Yeah, that'll do. I think we only need 3 to start off with, and everything else is then created and destroyed as needed. Items will be destroyed when they are deposited, as they will just leave a reference. And that's I don't know if you know this. Games like EVE Online, this is the most famous one. It's got so many items in it that every single day they have to run a program to refresh dead items and get all the handles back, because they're still running. I think they're actually still running on 32 bits. I don't even think they're on the 64. So they can only have a maximum of so many items within the game. It's limited by the number of bits you can store for an item's handle. Obviously they're using letters and numbers to make everything, the number of handles they can have very, very large. But at the same time, it's a very encumbrant system. Whereas what I intend to do here is really the only items that actually need to have a model are here. Everything else is a pure reference. It's a pure ID. So an items list doesn't become an items list. It becomes an item list of IDs. Item list IDs. There's actually no items in the game. And yet you can populate items at any point in time. That's going to be the idea of it. And it will need an AI controller because of the way I'm going to do it. The IDs are actually not what you think they're going to be. The IDs are going to be populated within a data set. So they're actually going to be stored individually on the person who's running the game's computer. So they will have a different ID set to anybody else's game. I don't see why you should have this massive download of a game when you're never ever going to use all of the items in that game, or the items that game can provide. This is why I want to do this weird system. It's just an idea. Can it be done? Dunno. Will it be done? Dunno. That's going to be one of the game breakers. So I'll call that a game breaker. Obviously I've got a good idea of how I want to do it, but that's only because I've been working on this system for nearly 40 years. Map layout special I put. Again, the maps are going to be different because what we have at the moment are maps that are huge. So current games, they're all map size restricted. What would happen if you didn't load the map? What would happen if you only loaded the view? So if a person with their feet, their sword and their shield, or whatever, was facing that direction, the only part of the map you need to draw is as far as they can see. And there is that to be considered as well. Corner of your eye. What do they call it? That vision, which you can see either side, as well as what you can focus on in the middle. We can erase that. And all we do is blur. That was a clever way of doing it. Now, blur edges of screen, or plus UI coverage. I've got to get this pad sorted out. It's chronic there. So what we can do instead is we can start doing what this really is, because this is this will be a complete illusion. I mean, this is what OpenGL does. It creates an illusion of a 3D. And as long as you trick the human eye into focusing to the center of the screen, a lot of games do it by putting a stupid little cross in the middle and say point it at somebody and shoot. That's their mechanism for it. Well, I'm not going to have that. I'm having nothing. There's going to be no UI. The only UI there's going to be is whatever the player wants to put on the screen. They can choose what they want as a UI. The base UI suggested will just be 10 boxes with 10 buttons on. And probably health, little bar line, and psi, little bar line. That's all I'm going to know. There's going to be no character sheet. There's going to be none of that. You're not going to ever see the character sheet. You wouldn't do. So why do these games have them? Is because people like the stats. They want all the stats and stuff. Now take all of that away. Make it more real. Don't make it a spreadsheet. Okay, it is a spreadsheet because that equals a spreadsheet. And all the rules will come from or devolve from that spreadsheet, or the usage of the numbers and statistics within that spreadsheet will design the rule set for that individual character. Depending on what skills they take and all the rest of it, and what abilities they take, the rules will change for a person who's got combat reflexes, say, because their ability to parry or block will be increased. But why tell the character that? If they want to know what it does, you just put a description. Gives a bonus of +1 in combat. There you go. It's as simple as that. Now, as long as we hold all of this together, then that's fine. It's holding it all together and gluing it all together that's going to be the hard bit at the end of the day. I mean, actually generating these kinds of data sets that can intelligently react to each other and alter each other, well, that is massive. Absolutely massive. The ECS system we're going to use is a true ECS system, which is not the Qt one. I'll show you. In Qt, it does have an ECS system, if you didn't already know. This mouse. Okay, this mouse. Running too many machines. So just exit that. Let's pop Qt up. just that I was using it for validating. Qt, by the way, has a validation on its edit screen, so it's something to be aware of. I'll show you. It's really interesting, this. Where did I actually use something that would validate as C++ 17? Dev. I used it in... No, that's not going to show anything. Oh, that's user data development. Yeah, I was transferring it across and making sure that I've got everything right. To give you an idea, yeah, that's what it used to look like. Yeah, lots and lots and lots of those three lines being repeated over and over again with different numbers in. Yeah, stupid of me, but I did it anyway because it was easy. Forms test. Here we go. I can show you what I mean, I think, here. Here we go. In the old days, C++ 11 would accept C. Now this is C++, static cast, float, width. That's C++. I'll blow this up for you. I don't think you can probably see this. Control plus, or is it just control in? Yeah, here we go. Let's zoom it up to 200. Give you a better chance here. So it's right at the bottom of the screen, which is a bit annoying. Can we just lift you up slightly and pull you across? Thank you. Let's just give this a few extras. Get it up to the middle of the screen somewhere. Here we go. So this line here at 76, float aspect ratio. C++ 11, the main difference is we wouldn't have done that. What we would have done is got rid of that. And done that. And it's not complaining. I haven't saved it yet. So what I need to do now is get it to redo itself. Unless it's taken the complaints off. I think it might have taken it off by now because it was getting a bit OTT. It was complaining about everything that I did. Which is normal. I've got a UI. Got a Pro here. Alright, just take the C off it. Save you. And that line is now wrong. Right, it's passed. Is that supposed to be a small c or a capital C, I wonder? Good question. Where did I do it there? It should complain about that. Just do a build. Oh, they've taken the complaints off. Oh, wow. But it should come up with a warning saying that this is not correct. Did you mean to use a static cast? So I said, yes, I did. Is the answer. So yeah, that's correct. Using the old style is not correct, but it's still valid. They haven't taken it out. I don't know if they take it out in 20. They might do. Okay. I'm not happy about that config. I mean, that's what I would have thought. No error given. That's interesting. I'll look into that in my own time. I just find that these kind of things very interesting when you're using different editors, that they do different things. Like this parse, every time I change the profile, it'll do a parse. It'll parse through everything to make sure it's okay. It's like debug is a control word, and yet release isn't. Things like that just don't trigger very well with me. I think I need to, I probably might have to go through the profiles manual again. Make sure I'm doing things right. So, get rid of you. Just make sure everything's still working. I haven't cocked it up. Oh, right, okay. And it's given me 2 changes. What are the changes? Huh? Ah, thank you. Oh, added a line. Revert. Added a line. Revert. I'm not putting in changes that are just stupid and useless. Close all, thanks. So yeah, you can see my problems now of decision making, what to do with data. I am actually thinking of going down that route and making like a base data or something, and then going into these data sets. So data program, and then we'll have character data, skill data. Yeah, I think I can do it that way better. And then instead of just using like multi-dimensional arrays, we can use this functionality that we've got with this widget to store data very, very quickly to and from disk, because it is very fast. And if you're using an SSD, it's faster than any kind of database that you can ever get. Plus, our actual list, our spreadsheets and stuff will not really be that large. I mean, at the moment, where am I up to? Yeah. At the moment, we're only going to be using like a 2-dimensional data set of 60 by 10. And that is probably going to be more than we actually need. Should really put them into vectors to make them expandable. But we don't need to, because we can set row and column, or expand row and column anytime we need. These Q tables are growable. You can vary them. You can make them bigger and smaller to suit your needs on the fly. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to use it. And it's also very, very easy to display and deal with on screen and save out if you need to do any base data. Like this is the base data for the character sheet. Next will be base skill data. Things like that. So those are the kind, that's what I want to work on next, is these data sets. So really we can start work on it. I mean, where are we on now? Oh, we're only on an hour. So yeah, we can start working it now. What I would be thinking about doing is taking this and making that first bit, the base data itself. So that needs to hold a Q table. So data program is what we're going to be using, isn't it? Not database, because that means something completely different, doesn't it? Oh dear. You can see how we can get trapped quite easily on this, because I don't want to be using a database. There's no real need for one, because there isn't any data to be placed in it. Well, won't be that much data anyway, because a lot can be destroyed. Most of the data that we're going to be using whilst running the game is calculated. It's not read. It's calculated in an interesting way. Go on then, new file. Yeah, go on, new file. I'm going to call it data program. Yeah, because we... Yeah. Right. I'm only going to put .h up at this point in time. So really, what I'm needing is this top bit. Look, I was able to take string list out at long last. Don't even know if I need Q string. Probably not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the whole lot. Just copy for now. I'm going to mess about with that. Date today is the 20th of March. So we'll date that. Let's include Qt table widget. Yeah. Save it out, so we'll do it. Thank you. So this is going to be data program. This also gives me another problem, because I don't really want this in here. I want this in a static library. And I think we've already got a static library for this. We've got Amber Core SL. Anything in? Oh, I've got the chat box thing in there. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I think this is going to end up in there. But we can develop it here first. So call it data program, that's the first thing. Come on. Paste. Nope, that didn't go right. Thank you. Data program. Is there an E at the end of program? I just thought. Oh, didn't read that. Any news on the broadcast has indicated that this channel is intended for mature audiences. Okay, fine. Oh, right, okay. That's good, yeah. Thank you to the watcher. It's just program, isn't it? Why am I bothering with this? In British English, program is the preferred spelling, although program is often used in computing. That's why. That's why it was bugging me. It's because I have two ways of spelling it. Don't. Alrighty. So this is going to be our Qt table widget. Alright, it's going to hold our save data and load data. We're not going to have a refresh. No, what we're going to do is we're going to do here, and we're going to say protected. bring it down one. Bring that up one. And what we do is we just put virtual void refresh data. And just put my brackets in, get rid of the semicolon, and we're good. Yeah. I'll do it this way because then it means I can get on with the other data sets, like the skills and stuff, because I want to get away from the character sheet for a bit and concentrate on how I'm going to be doing these other data sets, because they're not going to be massive. The actual data contained in them is not going to be massive, but I can now inherit this. I will need program data program.cpp. New file. It's simple programming, but it can get messy if you're not very careful with this kind of thing. And it's something that other languages don't like to cope with very well, to be honest with you. So what we do now is we can now carve up this. Alright, how do I want to carve it up? I can take all of... I'm not going to carve it up, I'm just going to copy it, because I don't want most of this. Okay, let's just copy that out and see where it takes us. It'll take us to a nasty place with a lot of errors. Okay. Oh no, it won't, because we've still got the right thing up here, haven't we? Oh, I need a drink. God, it's good to be back and programming. God, I'm actually programming live. What am I doing this for? Data program.h, yeah. QDebug can stay. That's now data program. Copy. Data program. Paste. Right, that'll all work out. That'll work out. That'll work properly. But we've got to do it properly now, because we've taken it out of the original program. We now have to put the QString bit in, I think. Otherwise we're going to really mess up, aren't we? We need that functionality. So it's QString, and it's going to be a file name. Yeah. Why am I hesitating? Because we shouldn't be doing it like that. Yes, we should. It's me. I want to keep it. That's why I'm hesitating. Q string m underscore file name semicolon. What else do I need? Let's put that in there. Q. Because this has to be altered quite a bit. Now I'm looking at it. Or it can be improved quite a bit. File name. That's the most simplistic way I can do it. That's going to be altered. Right. I'm going to do it simplistic like that because I want to try and use it. So in data.h, we should be able to get rid of save and load. Like that. That then becomes protected. Yeah, that's right. And we don't do that anymore. We'll keep Qtable widget. No, we don't need to anymore. Alright, so all of that goes. This just disappears. It gets vaporized. And we hash include our new data program. .h, thank you. That becomes data program. That's not needed anymore. Interesting. Yeah, I'll keep that for a second. Alrighty. Now this alters those three buttons that I had. Which is actually quite interesting. It always has a knock-on effect when you do this, so you've got to be very, very careful. So now if we're going to data.cpp, let's just make sure I've copied everything over properly. Oh, no, we've got errors still. Alright. We'll come back to that. No, we won't. We'll do it now. So if data equals source data, that plus file name. Plus dot dat. That's now our file there. It's exactly the same down here, isn't it? Yep. And because I'm repeating something, I'm hesitating. Because I know when I'm repeating something that's inefficient and it can be done in a better way. And I know it can be done in a better way. I'm just not doing it right now. I'm just doing the quick way. Oh, I've got a summary ready for Twitch. Oh, that's because I did that little, yeah. Just news. I just did a news update. Copy. Yeah. And that goes to there. Plus no, I don't need to plus anything. Thank you, Muppet. %s. And then it's comma, name, file name. Muppet, that is not a really good place for you to be. Oh, help. Muppet, come on. Come on, move, love. Oh, he's come to purr at you. Come and purr at the people. Come on, you little bless you. Come on. Come on, love. Come on, move. Move, love. Please. Come on. Come on, move. You're gonna kick everything off the desk, aren't you? Come on, good boy. Good boy. Yeah, alright. You can crawl all over me then, but just get out of the way of the screen so I can actually see it. I've got a 50-inch screen and you can still sit directly at my eye level to what I'm looking at. He's a clever little so-and-so. I think that works anyway. It's been so long since I've used things like Qt Debug. I mean, I don't normally use them. Okay. Now, how can we test that? We are inheriting a parent. So we have to pass the parent through. Yes, we do. This. I'm just wondering about, do we need that widget within our data? Because I haven't put get cell in, which is obvious, something you can set cell, so it'll be get cell. Yeah. It's right. That's now right. Do I need a parent? I'm going to try without for a second or two. Right, let's just get rid of some of these errors. Right. Right, yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's get rid of that. Ding. So use data, la la la. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Yeah, I've already put it in. Okay. It's not Qt table widget anymore, it's now data program. Okay. Yeah, that's it. For now. That becomes an override. There we go. That's okay. So that's the update. That gives us a base data program. It's not fully functional. I'm not happy with the functions, obviously, because I'm hesitating. But, I mean, that's something to be thought about, and what kind of functions we want to give it. Obviously, load data and save data are massively needed. So in data CPP, yeah, okay. when you construct it, you could put in load, this, load data, and file name of base data. And put that in quotes. Fantastic, thank you. That's all I want to do at this point. I want to take the functionality away from those buttons anyway. Because that was just for setting things up. Or setting up the base data anyway, in the correct way. I'll come back to that. Right, it hasn't got load and save in here now. This should cause an error. Please cause an error. Tell me what the error is, because I don't know what it is. Yeah. Ah, of course. No, I've got it public. It is protected. But it's complaining about it in here. That's an interesting one. Oh dear. Yeah, I know this is happening. Don't worry about it. Where is it going to be? That is going to be in test window. Yeah, the F2 buttons. Yeah. We'll just cancel those out for a second or two, shall we? That's where the error's coming from. So I'll just cancel that out, which should now theoretically build. Nope. Actually, let me just close that and just get a fresh one of those, please. Alright, now I can read it. Okay. Alright, yeah. Spreadsheet equals new user data. Ah. I know what that is. Alrighty. That means that we do need what I thought we needed, which is a Q widget. And it's going to be there. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it does have to, it has to be long. Otherwise it's not going to work. And here. And that becomes a parent. through this again. I'm always forgetting how to do things, especially on inheritance. Yeah, that's right. It's Q widget parent. Thank you. Jesus. Delays. Long delays. Okay, clear that. Terminal. Run build task. Oh, still got an error. Wow. Undefined reference to data program load data string. Use data user quitting. Yeah. Control click. Thank you. Undefined reference to data program, Q widget star. Now live on your channel, Amberskies 2020 C++. What? What? Well, I've been on, what, one hour and 1.5 hours, and you've just come up with a notification that I'm actually online. You are joking me, YouTube. Undefined reference to data program load data queue string. And that means we're not setting up right. Oh. Take that line out a minute. Why have I got that wrong? We should be passing that in as a parent. I bet it doesn't even show it in here, does it? No, I've just got the loops. Because it's not connected through here. It's connected through the UI. Which is why I had to take these lot out. That's awkward. Any ideas? Anything on stream? Any ideas? It's looking at data. What's this one here? Click. Control and click. Oh, it was that line. Undefined reference. Hmm. I'm an idiot. Come on. Why am I an idiot? I like being an idiot because it just proves to everybody how bad I can be. Oh, yeah, thank you very much for reminding me. It has no idea what file I'm using. Look, it's in green. Comes under data. Sources. Yeah. Source. That might help. Data. I'm going to call it data program. .cpp, please. Yes, you are allowed to use this code. Control C. Control V. Sort it out. H. Ding. Data, please. What have I done? That. Good. Right, thank you. Close. 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 Oh, why is there not a close all here? Close all. Ah, thank you. Build is still red. Oh, good. I like the way that goes red. Whoa, that's nice. And I didn't realise it did that. Alright, that should run now. Ooh. Well, the data came through. Oh. Oh. Gold, I hate that. The Qt book, I told you, it's been a long time since I've used it. These don't do anything, by the way, now. These are all dead. Kill those off to save time. Yeah, Qt bug. Interesting. Why can't you do a %s? Because it's a Q string. See? Char star. It needs. So it's telling you, it's giving you a damn good hint of what I've done wrong. Oh, grief. I love it. Absolutely love C++. Yeah. File name. .to. Standard string, please. Standard string. There you go. That's what I did wrong. Does it work there? Yeah, it did work there. Sure it did. .to standard string, please. Thank you. Alright, let's try that now without any graphical gurks up. Oh, it's got all question marks now. Argument 3 has type standard string. I thought standard string was a char star. But it isn't. It's standard C++11 basic string char. It's a cast from a char to a basic string done under C++11. Well, thanks a frigging bunch. How do you go from QString to a standard, to a char start? Interesting. Is it a W char array? A char array? What's that give? W char underscore T star array from qstring.h. About UTF-8, what do you give? Oh. That gives a Q byte array. What the hell's one of them? That's an interesting thing. You see, what's really bothering me about all of that is I can do that. Plus file name. No, give me... Why are you giving me two? I want one. And now it gives me that, yeah, that's okay. Oh, it'll accept it with the plus, will it? If that's the answer, then it's slightly dumb. Alright, I don't know how to use debug. Oh dear. Alright, I think I've got it right. Yeah. Oh, I've only done the save one, haven't I? Oh dear. Why have I got a doobry there? Okay, and that's why. Okay. That's right. Okay, give me an extra line, please. There you go. That's what it's supposed to do. But now, what that means is we have full access to it. Nearly. Well, we don't have full access to it. Just wondering how I want to program it, you see. I think I'll follow what I've done previous on that one. Yeah. It will be get. It will be a Q string. Get cell. Int row. Int column. That'll do. Yeah, we know. Right. I'll take you. I'm going to put it in the private section, not the protected. I want to keep access to the data. Limiting access to data is a very good idea in a program. It stops other parts of your program accidentally writing over that piece, that piece of memory. If that makes sense. Splurging around a bit, as it may do. You know what programs are like. So we have save data, load data, close and debug. Where's set cell? We didn't even transfer it. Ba 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 ba. Try cutting it out of here. All of this lot should go red in about 10 years' time. But we do have set cell inherited. So does it go red? Yeah. Blah 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 is inaccessible. Thank you, that's what I wanted to know. So program H CPP. Let me just pop this on here. Dun. Oh. And of course it's still got that on. And the other thing is it can be protected only. So that is going to be protected. So outside interference can go away. There we go. That makes it accessible to you a lot, doesn't it? Doesn't it? God knows. I'll come back to you. Does now. That's why. Lovely. Get cell, yeah, we can take that in now. And it's data program. Colon. Accept drops. Yeah, thanks. Strange thing. It goes to show the kind of power we have. We can actually drag and drop things into and out of these cells if we want to get them visual, which is not the intended outcome of all of this. So it's just those two. Yeah. No, that line we don't need. So it's this. How's I reading them? Oh, it gives a Qt widget item. I don't want a Qt widget item. Yes, I do. Oh, for God's sake, what is it with Microsoft and its goddamn weird way of working? And that's row column. Huh? Cell.text. That's QString. Yep. Will that come out as a QString or what? Yeah, it does. Good. And then we just return it. No. There you go. Yeah, no. What? How can it be undefined? Oh, it's after an if statement. You can't do that. Because it might never happen. And that equals... Yeah, that's better. Don't need that. That's correct, that's correct. Got it. That I've just copied from somewhere. Oh no, there's too many ifs, buts and maybes going on in there. No, I'll leave that alone. It's cute as it is, so I'm happy with that. Right, so we've got everything that we should need for a data program to work. We can set the cell, we can get the cell. Yes, we can. So when we go back to our user data, which is very badly worded because I've called it data. And then in here, I've called it user data. Can we rename this? This will mess everything up. It hates doing this. Rename. This is now user data. Thank you. That's wrong. That's correct. Thank you. Can't see why that'd be wrong. Duh. Doesn't rely on anything else. That's a lot neater. That is a lot neater. This all gets changed, cut out and changed. I mean, refresh data is just going to be the calculations. All the set cells that we've got in here now, which work, by the way. You don't need this in front of it. I've just been putting this in front of it to show you that it's been inherited and that it's coming from a different file. It's my way of remembering where things are written. Because when you start doing inheritance, you can get very confused very quickly. So setting all those cells to 0 now are absolutely a waste of time. And they're going to be all wrong in a bit anyway, as I decide on what my final solution is going to be. Yeah, so those are just examples now of what can be done in here. Nice. You see, that's a table there. So we should really be referencing a different table, but you don't need to save that out to a database, even though it's a table. We can just write the table out. It never changes. It's static, so make it static. Just write the damn thing out. Could use case, but I hate case, so I use if. We can do strength. Well, we could do the full strength table on there, couldn't we? Here's an interesting thought. Those two lines there, 42 and 43. What are they actually doing? Could I not, for instance, put int str for strength equals get, no, get cell 4, run 4, 1, and then dot to int. Can't I do that? The answer is yes, you can. The other thing is, because we've done it that way, there are now no star calls needing these to destroy it. And strength is its own variable and isn't used. Oh no. It is used again here. So we can take those two lines out. We can take that out, that out, that out, those two lines out, change that to strength, and you have a winner. Oh, that never worked. Thrust damage and swing damage. There we go. Interesting. Because those are two tables. So that you can see it's starting to shorten, but it'll grow again as we put the tables in. So I can, yeah, just do that. Return. Oh no, do that again. Return. Why is it? Oh, me having a bad day. So I've now started to get rid of these brackets. Again, we've got a QString value equals cell text. Well, no, that is just get cell 5.1. That means that line can go because we don't have the, well, get rid of those two, delete, don't need you. You can see what's happening, folks. And you can do this for ages, you know, you can keep going through, I can keep going through all of this until I actually get to nothingness. Until I just get to a how can you put it? Functions. You can do this with functions. It's the if statements of the uggers. Alrighty. Side points are with us now, are they? Yeah, good. It's got to get cell. They're all being checked as well. Gosh, I must have been on form that day. Movement. We're getting 2 cells, 2 floats. Float health and float dex. So this is going to be interesting. So that is 7.1. Okay. I just alter that bit there, don't I? So that is get caps lock, get cell 7.1 to float, gets rid of that line. This one's 6.1. go, 6-1. Get rid of that line. That's now perfect. There's nothing, no pointers now in there. So those can go. So we didn't have to protect them. Okay, Q string value. Again, get cell. This is why. Well, I should say this is what starts happening when you start splitting functionality. You can now start getting a good idea of how the final program is supposed to work, rather than just guessing all the time. 7-5, thank you. Yeah, that's right. That gets you out, you out, you out. This is starting to look like a C++ program, rather than me just writing out in English. Now, this has still got all these magic numbers in. That should give the game away now. Get cell, get cell, get cell, set cell. There's something going on here that's... Oh, we've missed one. 4-1. Just change that. Change that. Yeah, that's now correct. Delete. 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 And look what's happened already. Remember how long this was originally? It was like 400 lines long. We're down to 63. It's going to get better than that. Right. Problems with this currently is this is a table. Yeah. This is a table. I know this from experience. Well, actually, I've just read through. That's a calculation. Right, can we get our spacing a bit better now? Because it all looks rubbish. I've got spare lines. Let's use them. Now it's more manageable. Right. I've got a file I can use. And I could set this up a lot better. Okay. What we now need to do is design this table in such a way that it makes sense, not to a human, but to a computer. You see, problem with recent R&D is R&D... Oh gosh, what was that? Unsaved. Okay. Make sure it works before I go any further. Okay. Oh, of course you haven't, because it's now user data. And if I'm right, user data comes second. cut. Paste. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, my days are numbered. User data, please. Thank you. Save you out, and let's do you properly now. Let's do you a bigger favour. Oh, good. Ooh, me using the same variable names, which is good. No shout out on that. Looks like where are we? User data. QString of value. $61.35. There's 35. 61. Dodge. Dodge. Just do a different thing. And dodge. What was it on 35? Any more of those? Alright, so 50, 35, 61, 35, okay. 50 as well, please. 50 and 35. Sigh. Doesn't matter, they all get killed at line 65, so it doesn't matter how many variables I have. Just reads better as well. And 35. What's this one? Fatigue. There we go. Done. Okay, cancel. Read. We have broken the OpenGL. Yes, we have. You're quite right. Absolutely 100% spot on. Well spotted there. I'll need a bit of Qt now. And we'll need, I'll go to last session, it's got everything in it, hasn't it? There it is, test window. Come here, boy. Loud on up. Oh, right, what have we got here? We have our stacked widget. Page 2. This. I promoted it. Promoted widgets. There it is, that one there. That's now user data. That should do. Save. Will we get a success? VTable not done. Right, okay. I know what I need to do. You. Demote. You. Promote to user data. Save. I might have to clear the lists. Thin that out a bit. Which is a shame. I don't know if this will pick it up or not. No. What? Okay. That's fine. It's this here that really knackers things up, and also that there. So all the way through. Shift U lot. Yeah. Delete. I don't write U lot. Close U lot. Thank you. Run. Come on, rebuild it properly. I want that V table. Oh, you're joking me. Okay. Right, let's look at this error first. libqt widgets. OpenGL, right. Undefined reference to vtable for open. Why has that suddenly happened? Did I do something stupid? No. No, I haven't done anything there. Let's use data. Don't want to know about you yet. I'm going to actually use user data development to rearrange all the data and start working on data sets. So that's why this one's in here. Sources. This is coming from here, I think. Let's just build it. Okay. Why is this suddenly a problem? What's happened to F3? Function key 3 this. Oh god, it was GL it was passing through. Function key 3. I haven't altered function key 3, have I? I haven't touched it. No, I haven't even touched function key 3 that I know of. Function key 3 CPP 3.h. source core, source core. Undefined reference to vtable for OpenGL. Ah. Yeah, don't do that. I think it's caught me out. You can't put it to a null pointer. Damn you. Because it has a variable. And if you put it to a null pointer, it's going to mess up. So when you look at function key 3, the header file, yeah, I don't put it equal to a null pointer at all, do I? Undefined reference to veto. Yes, you can't delete it then. Okay, I understand. Can't delete it, because if you do, you will be deleting the OpenGL for this, because it's held within there as a pointer. So it has the same address. So if I delete it before it completes deleting itself, can't be done. Correct. Is that it? Any more? That was interesting. I wonder why it's taken so long to catch me out there. So this is working again. Okay. Float test equals float. There you go. That's what I was trying to show you before. C-style cast from void to float is not allowed. You can no longer do it. This is why, I wonder why it started working. How weird. It should have told me this ages ago, because it's correcting what it's saying. And so should the, I mean, you've seen me build and run it, but it's at no point given me this error before. And I know what the vtable is. This holds a vtable, which is all the little bits and pieces that are associated with it, all the addresses that it links to. And OpenGL is one of those. And that's the part that we are interested in. So no, it wasn't in there. That was interesting. I'm just glad I know what they are, these errors. I mean, it must be an absolute nightmare. No, I can't get my vtable back now. Did I save any of this? Probably not. No, I didn't. Okay. It won't do it. 36 GL CPP 36. GL CPP 36. I've deleted it. So it's not reading this file. It's not reading this file at all. It's taking it from a copy. Can I build it from here? '23 and 36. got nothing to do with that. Header. Header. Where's the header? Oh god, it's all the way up here, isn't it? Where's the damned header gone? My header disappeared. I'm missing a header there. I've got it here. Why am I missing it? Oh, no. Can't be that. It can. It can. It is. There we go. Right, I've got to change all this data around now. That's the next job for that. Right. Pointing it to a null pointer, is that a good idea? No. But it's supposed to declare it. Damn it, I'm in two minds again now. Oh, damn you. This might come up as an error now. Yes, it will. You still can't build? Oh no, you build alright. Oh, that was a test I did, wasn't it? Okay. Think about that and see if I was wrong. Come on. No. I think it's an error. Oh, God. I don't like this. This is now bugging me. So I put it back in. Save. Forces a... Why is that still there? Oh, for God's sake. Why is data red? Oh, I know why. That's why. Got two reds. Yeah, that's fine. Right, I'm gonna cheese it off again. Build. Get rid of. Everything. Okay. And terminal. Run build task. Full clean build. That's how you do a full clean build, by the way. I don't mess about using make clean. I just delete everything. No, it's absolutely fine with it. Can you open these mock files? I've never ever been interested in these mock files before now. Goes to show, doesn't it? For instance, where would it be? Mock, OpenGL, CPP. You can. The header, oh. Now this is interesting. You see? It should have QObject in it. It's amazing what you can learn by actually looking at things. And it should be the first thing that happens. Hash include QObject. That thing there. QObject, loading, wallop, all that. Yeah. Okay. That was nice of you to tell me. So what else can you tell me about? You see, you can learn a lot by investigating what your computer's actually doing. Where did it go? Oh, right, there it was. There we go. Well, that's not going to ook up again. There's the meta. Yeah. Qt init. There's your OpenGL widget. Null pointers. Yeah. That's okay. It's in... There it is. See, yeah, we can use it like this. That's fine. And yes, you can null pointer it. Because it gets overwritten. The null pointer is a holding point. It's a point in memory which is never used. Fantastic. Can we learn anything more from any of these others, do you think? There you go. Test window.h. I know it probably only needs it in one of them, but one of them should really have it. Okay, you can go in there. Cool. Anybody else moaning about this? Because it is important that that object works properly. Those are O files. Can we open an O file? O files. It's an object file. I didn't know that was in binary. I thought it was in assembler. Silly me. Not to worry. I think you can ask it to actually output assembler language. Right. Build. Qstash to user data. Delete. Okay, get rid of you. And terminal. Whoa, we are nearly cooking. This has got to be clean. If we get a clean build now. We've cracked it. I mean, how many people do you know that do go this far into getting a clean build? At this stage, it matters an awful lot. It's still got that error. Warning, all changes in this. Yeah, that's okay. That's interesting. If from a clean build, it still decides that I'm wrong. So what's it actually trying to tell me? I have no idea. I'm going to leave it as that because that is safer. Fantastic. Wow. Did it do me 2 hours? Whoa, we're nearly done 3. And all I've been doing is making sure that I've got a clean build. So I've been through everything. I'm not doing the pro user file. The pro file is better. I didn't know that space like that could really, really cock things up, but it obviously can. Still undecided about C11C DCs. So now it looks as though we're going to be doing a 3-hour deal. I'll look it up. So this will be Qt. Configuring Qt. Okay. Set properties, come on. Prefixes, translations, systems roots. Blah, 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 blah. C++ source doesn't give me. Okay. It's not as much help as I was hoping for. That's 5.14 reference documentation. Okay. Oh. Here's the manual. Right, let's get this enlarged. Let's have a look at the manual. Language. Right, release and debug. The last one takes effect. I didn't know that. No, can't do both at the same time. Okay. Automatically generates a .cpp file that includes the pre-compiled header file specified in the profile. I don't quite understand what that's trying to tell me. Contents, config defines. Oh, right, got you. What is it? It's a config, isn't it? Yeah, it's config. Yeah, so we're in the right section. Config. Here we go. Same as C++1Z. C++17 support is enabled. This option has no effect if the compiler does not support C++17 or can't select the C++ standard by default. By default, support is disabled. Great. 14 is rubbish. 2A. Support is enabled. This option has no effect if the compiler doesn't do 2A. Can't select C++ standard. Right. Oh, I can just do C++ latest. That'll really cock me up, won't it? Yeah. Okay. Latest will do then. Because somebody asked about it, which one do I use? There you go, latest. I now have no idea which C++ we are using. So do a build. Any issues? Did you do full compile output? No, you did nothing. Oh, you dumbo. I'll do it myself. Build. Why can't I just delete them? I'm not fighting the system. There's no easy way to do it in here. Well, there is a way to do it, but it's just easy to do that. Alright, I want a full build, please. This is what I thought. Wow, that was quick. No issues? No way. Never in my life have I written a program with no issues. I have this time though, haven't I? Damn it. God damn, we're good. Right, everything that you've seen me do so far on this project is correct. And I do want to go through all of these files now and clean them up. Wow. So that is legal. And so is that. That is so dangerous. That holds this. Unless... Oh god, it never references it again after that, does it? So it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. It'll work. I don't like that. But it's correct. It's what I'm supposed to do. C++ can be complicated in what you're supposed to do and what it actually does. Interesting. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is offline is go through everything. I'm going to pop all of this up onto the GitHub. I'll do it now so I can clear that red thing. So what have we actually achieved? We have introduced the data program to be inherited to load data sets as required. Yeah. I think that is the best part of that. I mean, we've done a lot of modifications and messing around, and even look, we've even got our pre-defs have been mocked and changed. So 22 characters over the 50. Okay. Dot. This loads datasets as required. If I commit, alright, plus commit doobly dooble the one, enter some kind of password that I have no idea what it is. Was it that? I just hit some keys. Ta-da! Magic has just happened. Which means I'm not opening it in GitHub. Over at github.com/Amberskies, you can have a look at not the master branch, because there's nothing in it, but the development branch, which has everything in it, and should now, under RPG Dev, source data, now have our data program with the data that I've got currently. That'll be updated quite quickly. And I'm just going to check it on here, because it comes up in different highlighting. Sometimes it's also good to use different highlighting. Wow, that's a lot better. From what it was, that long thing, it's now come down to that. That's phenomenal. And even that's gonna get changed. Wow. Alright. I think that's a good start place. That's just going to be user data though. I'm going to put skill data up next. That's going in here. And that's going to be skill data, Q widget, star parent, data program parent. Obviously the same kind of thing. This load data and then skill data. And I've got to produce some skill data somehow. That'll be interesting. And then the push buttons will just be between the data sets. Yeah. I'm more happy now. I'm a lot happier with this project. I'm starting to feel positive again. This is what programming does to me. Nice web page. Look at that, it's even 3D. Completely useless. It's just a test page I use. So yeah, I think we're in a good place. I think this, although it's a mess of a program and it's got bits and pieces all over the place, and I said gluing it all together is going to be a bit of a problem. This needs to come out of here. All of this needs to come out of here. This all goes, and once the base data is sorted out and static, I want to get all of this completely static. So the first time you run, it'll load and save you a fresh set of base data. Because the base data, will it be transferred? Probably not go with the files, because the base data is immaterial. It'll change as soon as you've got it. As soon as you load it, once the program has been initialized for the first time, all of this is it will set your system up. That's the whole point to it. Everything's done on the fly. There's going to be nothing. The initial static point is just a hub, an idea. The end point is whatever it creates from that idea. So, yeah, the first time you run, it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. I don't know how we're going to cope with that, but we will. We will. I'm actually getting to like this. The colour scheme is awful. And yeah, even the OpenGL's working, so I'm not getting any errors here, am I? OpenGL 3.3, F3 initialize. Yeah, because I took F1 and F2 out. There's no point. They're not doing OpenGL. Good. That is good. That's what we've got. We have, and I'm still going to be working on the OpenGL on the side, and next time I come back we'll be working on these data sets a little bit more. In fact, I think I'll keep the data sets for the live stream, and I'll do the complicated OpenGL rubbish in the background. That might be better. Any thoughts? Because, I mean, anybody who watches this, if you have any thoughts or comments, put them below, please. I mean, if you want to see more OpenGL being typed in, that's up to you. If you want to see me struggle to manage my data sets, it's up to you. If you want to see both, I'll do both. I don't mind. I've got, well, the rest of my life to do this, haven't I? There you go. And at the moment, that's becoming a bit isolated. Yeah. You might notice I've also shifted that menu button over because it was annoying me because it was offset because of that. No, I can't think of anything else. So it's YouTube, isn't it? I'm supposed to do that YouTube thing where you say blah blah and blah blah. Oh, just do what viewers do. I'm trying to give you this free, but if anybody wants to join Patreon and support, that's fine. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to ask you to do it. Not with the world the way it is now. Borders closing down. It's a sad world. I aim to bring some light. That's positive. Bing. Bing. Thank you. Thank you all. Let's see what happens between now and then. Take care. Good luck. Stay safe. But above all, have fun.